The origin of some of the earliest inhabitants of the Americas is shrouded in mystery. What we find about 13,500 years ago is a sudden explosion of what is called the Clovis culture. Clovis were able to make some very sophisticated spear and arrowheads that allowed them to hunt very big game like mammoths. In Asia, which is where we think Native Americans originated from, there is no such technology. There was nothing that looked anything like a Clovis arrowhead. On the other hand, if we go all the way to Spain and France, we can actually find some arrowheads that resemble to some extent what we find in the Clovis culture. And so there are two big competing ideas of where Clovis might have come from. On one hand, they might be part of the Asian wave that colonized the Americas when the ice sheets melted, and they simply invented a technology that was quite similar to what had already previously been created in Europe. On the other hand, it might actually be that some very enterprising Solutreans, that's the name of the people that made those arrowheads in Spain, were able to cross the Atlantic over the frozen ice sheets that were present during the last glaciation and somehow managed to make this incredible journey across the ocean all the way to the Americas and then flourished and literally took over the North American continent for several thousand years. What we did together with a consortium that was led by colleagues in Copenhagen was to go out and try to find a skeleton of someone who was a maker of these Clovis arrowheads. We were lucky enough to find such a skeleton at the Anzick site in Montana, and actually those bones turned out to be so well preserved that we were able to reconstruct the complete genome, the complete blueprint of that individual. That individual was definitely Asian. There was no sign of any European DNA, of any European signature. When we look at the genome of this individual, not only that it has a very clear Asian origin, but also that it's very closely related to modern Native Americans, irrespective whether they are in South America or North America. So that individual was really part of that first wave that got into the Americas and that eventually colonized both the North and South American continent.